Okay, can we all catch our breath now? Episode 8 of WandaVision was chaotic. Literally! As we took a jaunt down Wanda's not-so-cheery memory lane, we ended the episode on a major reveal that has huge implications for the rest of the MCU. Chaos magic is here! But what exactly did Agatha mean when she told Wanda about chaos magic and its properties? Join me as I discuss everything you need to know about chaos magic, how it's represented in the comics, and what it means for the future of the MCU. Now quick, let's get started before Agatha feeds me to her rabbit. As Agatha wraps her purple magic tendrils around Billy and Tommy like a puppeteer, she tells Wanda that
you're supposed to be a myth, a being capable of spontaneous creation.
And then Agatha gets on Wanda's case about making breakfast for dinner, which is just ridiculous because obviously that's the first thing we'd all do if we had these magical powers, am I right? But then Agatha drops the bombshell.
This is chaos magic, Wanda. That makes you the Scarlet Witch.
Boom! Roll credits! Now we know why that awkward scene a few episodes ago where Hayward discussed Wanda not having a codename or superhero name was included. It was to reiterate to the audience that no one has called her Scarlet Witch yet to make this reveal even more dramatic. And her finally getting the moniker of Scarlet Witch is cool and all, but let's not just sidestep the mention of chaos magic. That's actually probably a bigger deal than anything else in this episode. We know now that Wanda didn't just steal Vision's body and has just been playing Weekend at Bernie's with it this whole time like we've been led to believe. In actuality, Hayward was just lying when he said that Wanda stole Vision's remaining pieces, and rather she just created a brand new Vision on top of the Hex. This is a huge deal! In case you needed a no-duh reminder, Wanda is incredibly powerful, and now that we know chaos magic is involved, it opens up the door for even bigger things down the line. But what exactly is chaos magic, and why should we all be a little worried about it? Well, in the comics, chaos magic is the name of a certain type of magic that trumps almost all others. It can manipulate, warp, and reconstruct the very fabric of existence and reality to whatever the user wants, but if not used carefully, it could proceed to destroy the entire universe. So yeah, kind of a big deal. But where does chaos magic come from? Is it just hanging out in the dumpster behind your local McDonald's? Well, not quite. Comic-wise, chaos magic comes from the god of chaos named Chthon. We all know that Wanda is a mutant in the comics, but over the years, things have been retconned, where that Chthon, who, having been locked away in Mount Wundagore, shook things up a bit. You see, Mount Wundagore eventually becomes the place where Wanda is born, and during her birth, Chthon alters Wanda's mutation to help unlock her magical potential. And although we may not get this exact storyline in the MCU, it's rather similar. We thought for the longest time that Wanda's powers were just given to her by the Mind Stone. But the show just retconned things, and Wanda actually had these abilities all along, and the Mind Stone just unlocked them for her. Aw, how nice of it. You think it was just hanging out in Loki's Scepter, bored out of its mind when Wanda walks in the room? Then the stone thinks, hey, let me do you a solid and unlock your abilities to become the most powerful superhero in the entire MCU. Yeah, I bet that's how it went. And when you walk through the timeline, you get a big sense of irony. Thanos wanted to wipe out half the universe in order to save it. But in doing so, he had to kill Vision in front of Wanda, which led to Wanda experiencing so much grief and anger that it unlocked her true potential for chaos magic and now probably threatens the entire universe. That sounds like an unexpected side effect. So, is the entire universe doomed as we know it? Probably not. Besides the fact that we have like 70 Disney Plus shows on their way, which guarantees the universe's safety, also keep in mind the fact that WandaVision takes place before the events of Spider-Man Far From Home. And everyone in that movie seems fine and dandy, with no one mentioning how Wanda almost destroyed the universe almost immediately after snapping back, so I would assume things turn out okay. So how does Wanda get things under control? Well, actually, Agatha might help out. Although the MCU's version of Agatha seems to be an outright villain, that's not necessarily the way she's portrayed in the comics. In fact, in the comics, Agatha is the one who helps Scarlet Witch train to get the chaos magic under control, which allows Scarlet Witch to become even stronger. Could we see Agatha actually take a more anti-hero route and try to guide Scarlet Witch to harness her powers in a more controlled way? I think that would only work if the show was about to introduce another big threat like Nightmare, Mephisto, or even Chthon himself. It's been speculated since the show began that Agatha was working for Mephisto in some capacity, but what if instead she realizes that Scarlet Witch could destroy everything if not properly trained, and Agatha decides to help her out? It's not the strangest idea out there, but here's how I see things actually playing out. Agatha will be a villain who will be vanquished by the end of WandaVision, which leaves Wanda without a way to control the chaos magic within her. So she turns to Doctor Strange, who in the comics uses order magic, which is the exact opposite to chaos magic, to help her get it under control and thereby setting up her role in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think that all checks out. Overall, chaos magic is an exciting addition to the MCU and will lead to the entire franchise getting much more mystical. And you know what? I dig it. I know Scarlet Witch is powerful and all that, but seriously, did you see Jimmy Woo master the close-up magic trick? I think Jimmy is secretly a witch too. Agatha should keep an eye on him.